But if you're ready to finally stop procrastinating and make fitness a priority, then you're in the right place here. At EVA, we've worked with over 460 vegans just like you over the last 5 years. And if you're like the clients that we've helped, then you've been putting in a lot of effort with a little to show for it. You're probably having trouble staying consistent with your fitness. And then number three, you probably do good for like a week or two, and then you fall back off. And if you're anything like me, then this probably goes much deeper than that. It's deeper than just making fitness a priority. You know that if you don't fix the problem now, that you're going to have to upsize your clothing. You're going to lose confidence in yourself and stop going after other goals in your life. And you're likely to just give up on your fitness goals altogether because you're in such a deep rut. So if that sounds like you, again, you're in the right place. Sorry, I was responding to somebody here on the comment. And I'm glad that you're here and that you recognize that if you don't do this now, things will change. So here's what I don't want for you. I don't want 10 to 20 years from now, you thinking that it's too late. Now you're sick with a disease that was preventable all along, that you just could have taken care of if you prioritized fitness after you kept telling yourself for the 100th time, I just got to start. Or not being able to physically keep up with your family or your friends on trips where they want to go hiking, but you don't want to go because you know you're going to hold up the group. Or not being able to physically keep up with your grandkids because you're not at a weight that allows you to be free and mobile and flexible. Or feeling really great on the inside, but feeling like you're trapped in a body that you can't even recognize anymore in the mirror. That's why the EVA method is so effective. Because let's be real, there's a lot of garbage out there, a lot of trash, and a lot of people claiming to have that miracle pill when that's totally, absolutely, definitively BS. Part of my story was I was sold that a whole food plant-based diet would be like my miracle pill. That as long as I follow a whole food plant-based diet, then everything will go well for me. Everything would be good. Except it wasn't. What happened when I started following a whole food plant-based diet was I actually lost a bunch of weight and I got skinny. And I remember when I first came back on my first break, so I moved away. My family's from Arizona and I moved to San Antonio. And for Christmas break, I came back and my family was like, "What happened to you, Scott? You got skinny." And I was like, damn, I kind of did. I didn't even know it. But I was believing that like, oh, this is right. Like this is what it's a whole food plant-based diet. So what ended up happening was I was like, I don't want to be skinny, right? And I started noticing myself like, man, like my shirts are getting like really small. Like I don't want to be skinny. I want to be strong. I want to be fit. And so I swung the pendulum the other way. So I was on the started getting the skinny side, and I was like, and swung it over to overcompensating and eating a ridiculous amount of food. Like almost like testing the boundaries, like how far could I get? And then I started developing a binging problem because I started using food to soothe my emotions. And that's when I put on 15 pounds of body fat in less than 4 months. And thankfully, God, even like talking about it, like every time I talk about it, it wasn't a good time because of the piss poor mindset that I was in. And I'm so grateful that I got the help that I did with my coach because he helped me overcome that, which is exactly why I'm here today, to help you overcome making fitness a priority in your life. So we're going to dive right into the training. I have 3 main topics for you over this training. Point number 1 is called set the standard. So setting the standard is the minimum amount of walking and workouts you're going to do each week, specifically walking and workouts, right? Because we're talking about making fitness a priority. So you need to set the standard in your own life. And it matters because without standards, it's easier to say no. So much easier to say no to yourself without standards, right? Think minimums. So we have the floor and a ceiling. So above me right now, I have my ceiling, and below me, I have a floor. My floor is like my standard, meaning I can't go below the floor. My floor is my lowest point of entry. So that's the minimum I'm going to do. My goal is like my ceiling. It's a little bit higher, but if I stretched up and gave a little bit of extra effort, I could probably touch that. My ceiling is like my goals. A little bit of extra effort, and we can reach them. And an example of one of our clients in EVA currently with us right now is Talia came into EVA, and she ended up setting a standard around her walking in particular. She works really long shifts, like 12 to 15-hour shifts as a paramedic. And sometimes she's just like, she's either number one, like works the 12 hours and like doesn't have the time to get all those additional steps, especially if she's like super tired and needs to go to sleep if she got a shift the next day, or is just too tired on her off days that all she wants to do is rest. But she set a standard for herself for her walking, and she dropped 20 pounds in phase 1 and now is on her phase 2 program to drop 20 more because her goal is 40 pounds down. That's why in EVA we have a standard of 3-5-1. And the 3-5-1 are the minimum activities our clients do to maintain a minimum level of success, because we know if they maintain that, they're going to succeed. So right now, what I'd like for you to do is, after hearing the standards and kind of what it's about, I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 with having standards around your fitness. Meaning, do you have set minimums and your goals every week clearly defined, right? On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being everything's clear, 1 being I don't have any at all, right? And rate yourself, and you can drop it in the chat once you have that locked in. A little drink here. Now, number 2. Put your standards in your calendar and set a reminder. So first we set the standard. Now we put it in our calendar with a reminder. Because if you want something to become a lifestyle, then you have to schedule it in your life, right? If you want something to be part of your lifestyle, the style of your life, then you probably should schedule that into your life. And this matters because you are what you do on a daily basis. So if you take a look right now at your calendar or the things you do on a daily basis, that's who you are. That's your lifestyle, right? If you're somebody who's walking, working out, eating healthy, doing things that are active, you're generally living a fit lifestyle. If you sit on the couch, you don't go to the gym or don't get any workouts, you eat like crap, then you're living a pretty unhealthy lifestyle. So you are what you do on a daily basis. So here's what you want to do when you're putting something in your calendar and setting a reminder. I would recommend sending in your calendar, scheduling 1 hour of time for your workout. It doesn't mean your workout has to be an hour, but schedule 1 hour of time. Because you might work out for 30 minutes, but that gives you time to transition in and out of the workout to whatever other activity you're doing. It builds in drive time if you're driving somewhere to do it. But schedule an hour of time for workout in your calendar. Then set a reminder on your phone to go to each workout read my notes wrong right there. Set a reminder on your phone to check your calendar in the morning to see if you have a workout. So for example, let's say you're doing 3 workouts per week and it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Having them in your calendar is great, but if you're not used to using a calendar, or maybe you're not used to using your calendar for workouts, or you have a shit ton of stuff going on in your life and you don't want to rely on just that, you want to have something to remind you, set a reminder the night before or the morning of to check your calendar, right? The night before is what the reminder would say, check your calendar for the next day. The day of would be check your calendar right now. Oh, I got to work out at X o'clock, right? And one day you might set that reminder for every day, and that'll get you used to checking your calendar to see if you have a workout scheduled in or not. And also help holding you accountable, Because if it's in your calendar, the likelihood of you getting it done goes up that much more. And we had a client who graduated. Her name is Tori, and she had a really tough time finding the motivation to work out. She would just like come home and with her husband and watch TV like a lot, and that would just kind of be her lifestyle. Sometimes we'd go on walks, but a lot of it would just be like, oh, my life's so, I'm so busy. I'm stressed today. Like I don't want to work out. I don't have the energy to work out, even though working out would bring her more energy. She would just watch TV with her husband instead. So what we did is we focused on scheduling her workouts in and setting reminders, very obnoxiously at first, because then you can wean off of it once you get better at it. But you want it to be very in your face obnoxious at first. And using that, she was able to drop 33 pounds in our program using our method, which is exactly why we use what's called the Spot Yourself system inside the EVA method to help you stay on track and make sure things are getting done, just like Tori was able to do. So, point number 2 again is put it in your calendar and set a reminder to check your calendar. So on a scale of 1 to 5, rating yourself on scheduling workouts, and this could be walks too. I know I was talking about workouts. This could be your walks too. Walks and workouts. Scheduling a 1 to 5. 5 being, oh yeah, it's all scheduled. I got it down. I'm crushing it. 1 is I don't have anything scheduled, and I've never scheduled it ever. And then 2 to 4 is in between that. Rate yourself on your effectiveness on scheduling workouts and or walks. So point number 1 was set your standard of your minimum amount of workouts and walking you're going to do each week, a minimum amount of steps, a minimum amount of workouts. Number 2 is putting in your calendar and setting a reminder to check your calendar. And then point number 3 is to hold yourself accountable. You can have the greatest plan in the world, but if you're not being held accountable, it doesn't matter. Things aren't getting done. I believe accountability is the only way to get things done, whether it's coming from yourself or coming from somebody else. And accountability matters because when you don't have a level of accountability in your life, you don't do it. Right? Let's just be real and be honest with each other. If I don't have accountability in my life, as a coach, I'm more than likely not going to do that. There's some times that I do, but I can't say 100% of the time. But I'd way rather not wake up at 5:45 in the morning to get my work in. I'd rather sleep in some days. But that's my standard. And I work with a coach, and I know he's holding me accountable. And I know he's going to be hey, why didn't you get to work in this morning? What happened? If you don't have accountability in your life, things won't get done. So each day, I want you to ask yourself one question, and this could be done at the end of the day. Right? Here's the question for accountability. A simple question to add accountability in your life without anything else, right? Without a coach, without a system, without a program, just for yourself. The question to ask is, did I work out today? If no, then if you don't have a workout, then just say no, I didn't have a workout. But you can set a reminder to pop up on your phone at 6 p.m. every day, 7 p.m., whatever it is. Did I work out today? If you didn't, if you had no workout, then just say no, I didn't have a workout. But again, that reminder of that question coming up every day is accountability. And yes, every single day, even on your non-scheduled workout days, accountability is as a habit. So if you do have a workout scheduled that day, you either say yes or no, I did not do that. If you don't, you just say no, I don't have a workout. It's not you don't schedule on those days, because that intermittent accountability is not going to work over the long term. You want to have it obnoxiously apparent at first, and you can always wean off of it. What I really love about this accountability is that we have a client currently working with us in our Phase 3 program. Her name is Katie. She had a really hard time holding herself accountable because she was working 60 to 70 hour weeks. And as you can probably imagine, that's really hard to hold yourself accountable when you're working 60 to 70 hour weeks. All the free trainings that she got from us were great. And she's maintained that for over a year. Right? She's maintained the accountability over a year, but she needed some real accountability at that time because she was working a lot. She didn't have time. She was so exhausted. She was like, I don't want to hold myself accountable. So she joined EVA. Katie has dropped over 50 pounds with us and has maintained that for over a year, which is my favorite part. She dropped 50 pounds and has maintained that for over a year, which is exactly why we offer one-on-one support and coaching inside the EVA method. So on accountability, scale 1 to 5, 5 being I'm perfect, I hold myself accountable every day, every week, and I don't need any other support. 1 is I don't hold myself accountable at all, I have zero accountability in my life. Oh, I just got a message that my internet was connection issues. Hopefully it's still going here good. I'll have to check that though once the recording's over. But scale 1 to 5, 5 being perfect accountability, 1 being nothing, rate yourself on accountability. So those are the 3 points, right? Set the standard. What are your minimums? Minimum workouts, minimum steps. Then, number 2 is to put those in your calendar when you're going to walk, when you're going to work out, and set a reminder to check your calendar, preferably the day before so you're always ahead of things. And then number 3 is hold yourself accountable. And if you've seen some of the testimonials on this page, or maybe you follow me on Instagram there, you know that the transformation you're looking for is possible. It's really possible for you to achieve what you want to achieve. Right? People who were exactly where you're sitting right now have broken through that plateau and have gotten results. Like Alexandra. She's a mom and she works full-time. She came to us with Hashimoto's, fibromyalgia, and depression. And she was working really hard, sweating a lot, putting in a lot of effort in cardio, but not seeing results. And since starting the EVA method, she shed over 30 pounds with us and is now building muscle, and she's up from that weight. She dropped 30 and is now up 10 over this last year because she's building muscle. Then there's Michelle. She would do a weight loss plan. Michelle came in, she would do a weight loss plan. She would restrict her food and then gain all the way back in 6 months. She would do really well for the time she did that, but gain it all back because she never built the skill sets. Not only that, she was also traveling a lot for work. So she lived in a city, but she had to commute for work because her work was in, like, the primary location was in another city. So she would travel about half the month. So she was always eating out, always trying to figure out how to eat out on the road. And she didn't have any time to figure this out on her own. She could have researched it and probably figured it out, maybe, but then she'd have to hold herself accountable. And she knew, she's like, I can't do all this on my own. I need help. Well, she joined EVA and she dropped 17 pounds and 4.5 inches. 4.5 inches off her waist in just 4 months using our method. And because of that, my team and I, we've set aside a few hours on our calendars this week for free one-on-one strategy sessions. And here's what we're going to go together on the call. We're going to get crystal clear on your goals and what you want to reach in the next 4 to 6 months. Number 2, we're going to identify what you're currently struggling with to reach these goals on your own. And then number 3, we're going to set a game plan on how we can help eliminate your struggles and finally reach those goals. And these calls, they really do tend to fill up fast when we make these offers because we do offer them to my other audiences as well. So if this is something you think could generally help you, then you can go ahead and click the link below. It'll be in the comment. You'll see from me. And I'm going to drop that in the comments right now. Oh, and you know what? I'm just seeing I see Pat is on here. Pat, I'm just seeing all these comments. I saw you commented about 9 minutes ago. So wanted to acknowledge you. A raw hope plants worked for me a long time ago. I didn't know until really good. I had released 3 diseases, and those days there were no testaments. Yeah, great idea. I'm love to hear that the raw whole food plant-based diet that works for a very few amount of people. I personally would never recommend that diet long term. It sounds like you said worked for me long ago, which you're probably not doing that much anymore. But I'm glad I did then. And again, I'm sorry I'm getting these comments to these late. I'm just seeing these right now. So going back to it, I dropped, at least I thought I dropped the comment in there. If I don't see it currently right now, but I'll go check here in a little bit. For that free call, you can click that link, apply for your free call, and if this feels right for you, we'll reach out to you and go ahead and schedule that. And remember, as I conclude this training, I want you to remember this. You're watching this training because you desire to accomplish something. You want to get better. You want to improve. You want to do something. Something you've either made a little bit of progress on or something you want to make more progress on. That you've made a little bit of progress on, but you want to make more. Or something that you've made no progress on. You watch this training because you want to learn how to prioritize your fitness and this is how it's done. And I'm also asking you to make a decision for yourself. It's time to step up and stop struggling in silence. Right? What do you have to lose? You already know what the outcome of that is. On the flip side, here's what you can gain. You can, if you're watching this on mobile, tap the link to apply. If you're watching this on your desktop, click the link in the comments to apply for your free one-on-one strategy call. My team and I will review your application, and if you're accepted, we'll reach out to you on Facebook or IG, wherever your primary mode is, and I'll ask you a few more questions and see how we can help. Right? If we can, we'll schedule a quick call and create your game plan.